Okay. Mic is on this time. I double checked because the last two times I tried to do this, I swear, for Crash 1 and Crash 2, I had the mic muted for like the first minute each. Like I was trying to talk over it and was like, oh shit. I'm muted because I saw the stupid little light blinking. Okay. It is 2:10 a.m. on the West Coast here. And we're gonna see how far of Warped I'll be able to get through before I feel like I just need to conk out. I've stayed up till 2 o'clock a fair amount of times before, but usually I am in bed. I am in bed. If I am at least looking at my phone or reading or something or like watching TV. I'm not usually up doing something this late. I did, however, manage to have a stretch break, a bathroom break, a water break, so I think I'm okay for at least a little bit, but we'll see how far we can get. It may be that I will need to take a break at some point, but yeah. Okay, so, new game on Crash Bandicoot Warped. Let's do this. Let's see how far I can get. So now this one, I will be doing the relics because they are a part of the game of getting 100%. Otherwise, they're just shit I can't open. So we'll do that. Also, things are probably going to be just a little tiny bit quieter because it's 2 o'clock. My family does not stay up as late as I do on a normal basis. Surprisingly, yeah. New Year's Eve, they've been awake till about 1:30, but normally they're the type that goes to bed at like 12. Or, as a matter of fact, sometimes Mom goes to bed at like 10 on a normal day. Dad is an odd creature. He is awake until like 11:30 or 12, and then takes a nap for 2 hours, and then goes to bed at like 2.
You have failed me twice. Great Uka Uka. It was that infernal Bandicoot.
So yeah, like now I have the TV down a little bit in my room, so I could probably stand to turn it up one or two. There we go.
And I have lost my patience. There is now
So yeah.
no other power source left on this planet. I know we've had a few unfortunate setbacks. And failed. But since your bumbling has managed to set me free, I am feeling generous. There is still a way to amass the power needed to enslave this miserable planet. And this time,
So yeah, the TV is down. I'll be...
the great Uka Uka will make sure that you do it right.
After many eons, my evil twin
I'm basically going to be quieted down a lot. I like watching this, so I apologize. That's what's causing me to break out. It's not even just like me forgetting the trail of the conversation. It's just I've been watching this.
now,
Because the scene looks so good in the remastered.
he must be stopped. Children, Uka Uka and Cortex plan to use this time-twisting machine to gather crystals that lay scattered across time. I have brought you here to recover the crystals before they do. To open the time portal, simply stand on a button and then jump into the portal. Good luck.
I must not have watched this scene a lot in this version, because I do not remember the frog. He's a funny little detail, but I do not remember the frog. Okay. I'm going to interact with Coco, because I actually tend to use her quite a bit. As a matter of fact, I should note that, I actually tend to use her quite a bit in the other games as well. But today I've just forsaken that in terms of, like, other things.
Crash, crash. Why must you always muck in my mud? Oh, look. I have a mask helping me, too. We will find out which one is more powerful soon enough.
Like, I have this whole continuity. On a normal day, I have this whole continuity that I have with using Coco. Like, she doesn't come in until a little bit late, like after first game. The way I imagine it is the first island is just Crash all by himself. The second island is where Coco comes in after rescuing her from Ripperoo, but she gets abducted by Pinstripe and given to Koala Kong, which causes Crash to go save her again. And then they tag team it taking down Cortex's fortress. So they tag team in going through and dealing with Pinstripe, Coco kind of wanting revenge on the guy who kidnapped her and stuff like that. So that happens. And then they go and tag team through Cortex's fortress, and they both kind of take him down there. So, yeah, there's a whole headcanon I have for how, like, that would go if it were to ever, like... And it would also give potential of turning it into a series, because it would be, like, the dynamics between Coco and the teamwork between the two of them. So, yeah. I have headcanons. I never have put them into fanfic because, one, it would be rather complicated to do so, basing on a series like this. But two, is just I've never had the input to do so. The other reason I like using Coco is because really there's no reason, as far as I can tell, there's no reason not to. I've kind of liked the fact that Coco has been a playable character occasionally. I like playing the good guy's side, so I don't typically... So now I typically like... I didn't have Tiny even in Crash Team Racing, even though I liked having the heavyweight character. The speed-based character. But Coco was always a good second for me in the original CTR. Not so much now that we have Crunch. I like Crunch better because he was a speed base. I know you can make him anything now, but now just Crunch is my main because I'm into Bada shit. I liked the fact that Coco was playable, like actually playable in Wrath of Cortex, and I was glad when they expanded that feature in here, such that basically there's only like certain levels that Crash has to do. Like, you can take Coco and go through just about any other level in the game. And I thought that was awesome. So, I'll probably be alternating on Crash and Coco. Because I know there's Coco-specific levels, so like this one will just be the standard ones. But then in like Warp Room 2, I start incorporating Coco into stuff that is not usually her. Because, hey, I can. And again, no reason not to. I do so for 2 as well. I have this, like, thing where the headcanon is that Crash is kind of working remotely from Cortex's orders, but then Coco starts getting irritated about the battery and goes off and finds, like, Brio and Tana working on crap. And with Brio and Tana's help, she learns the computing stuff, and then, like, she was a prodigy. She's still a prodigy in that she picks it up really, really quickly, but she's taught by Brio and Tana. And then they're kind of dealing with other things. Like, they're trying to figure out how to relay the messages to Crash and how to keep the thing open for longer. So Coco gathers some of the crystals in order to be able to be, like, have the signal strong enough that she can continue to talk with him every once in a while. Shit like that. That's the stuff that populates my brain. I rather like those. So then here, just because I can, I'll start incorporating her into other areas. Usually that tends to be the Egyptian and the future areas. Which means she gets a hell of a lot of time in the 4th warp room. So in addition to what she usually does, I give her the Egyptian and the future areas as on-foot stuff that is just now Coco's. Alright, first relic. Easy peasy.
Crash, Coco, if you have already retrieved a levels crystal...
You know what, that's just a time thing. It's not really even a... It's not really even a, how to put it? Just plot-based thing. And kaboing! I can't nowadays, but I remember on the original PS1 version just being able to basically just hold the O button down and get insane times. I think now there's one or two of parts that I have to actually like here. I have to stop there holding the O button because otherwise it just doesn't hit the jump correctly. Whee, barrel. Or like this part. It's easier that way. Still, easy peasy. Not a difficult one at all. 1755. What does that give me? I will be going for gold at least. Hey, platinum! Those are easy though. There are people with ungodly times on these. I wonder how they do that, because there's some of those times where I'm like high time in particular. It's like it takes so much effort to get the gold in this game for high time, and I'm just like, how? How can you do that? How can you just like breeze through like it's nothing? So essentially what will happen is all vehicle or like odd levels like this that I can get that don't require the speed shoes, I will do so. And then I will come back once I get the speed shoes and get all the stuff that I have to get on foot. So, yeah, that means... That actually brings up a point that I would like to mention about the Wrath of Cortex. There's a lot of complaints about there being a lot of vehicle levels, and you know what? I kind of get it. But I only say kind of. Like, yes, there is a rather absurd amount of vehicle levels in Wrath of Cortex. Though there are also some combination vehicle and walking levels, which are also really cool, if you ask me. But the thing I don't get primarily is the fact that most of the vehicle levels that people complain about, or I guess not even vehicle levels, I've heard them more frequently called as gimmick levels. Yeah, most of those gimmick levels... Oh, hi. Did I just like totally not pick you up? Apparently not. Most of what people call the gimmick levels? Yeah. Warped is nearly the same amount. Like, I literally think it's 3 levels less. Going from... Warped has 3 levels less than Wrath of Cortex in terms of its gimmick levels. So I never understood what the complaints were. Like, you were already doing that in... You were already doing all this shit with the vehicles and stuff in here. Like, hell. This has got 3 gimmick levels in the first warp room. With this level and Orient Express and I think it's Making Waves? Yeah, you already have 3 quote-unquote gimmick levels later. Like, all of Coco's stuff is gimmick in this game. All of Coco's default stuff is gimmick in this game, I should say. Oh, I almost didn't collect the box gem. But yeah, so like, all of Coco's stuff is gimmick in this game. Like, you're complaining about... To me, it was an odd complaint, because it was just like... Wait, hold on a moment. You're complaining about the amount of levels that make you do something other than on foot. When this game already did it. Like, I get the complaints more that are stuff like, oh, well, the game is just a rehash of Warped. It's like an expansion packed on Warped. You know what? I kind of get it. But it's weird to blame it for gimmick levels when this already kind of had a whole bunch. See, what they needed to do was something like what this game is already doing. It would have been better if Coco had just had a couple levels anyways. In Wrath of Cortex, and full playability, not just like the dumb. We're gonna give her 1 or 2 levels and 1 or 2 moves because we can. No, as in actually give her a full playability, and I think Wrath of Cortex would have been better received. Okay, where are the time crates? Is it? Nope, it's here. Everything else is useless. Okay. I am probably gonna suck at this one, because I am not moving very fast. Give me that 3. Okay, I'm in. At least if I can at least... Whoa! If I can at least last to the end of the... Give me the thing. Okay, crap. Go. Got it. Nice. Holy crap, I've been streaming for 6.5 hours. Started a little after 8. Alright, we got Coco. 1 more level for Coco here. Making wave. I hope you can actually hear me in the damn thing, because I just realized I think I've got Elgato up still kind of high. And I'm sitting here kind of tired and just talking normally. Or just talking I'm tired, so I'm a little low. I'm not the boisterous self I was earlier. That's actually rare for me to be that boisterous for that long. And I don't think it wore me out. I think it's just it's late. I'm not usually a big extroverted guy, so it does kind of surprise me that I was able to maintain it for that long. Like, I have a dear friend that I have a friend that I love dearly, and a group of friends that are all lovely people, but extroverted self can't handle more than events that last more than a few hours. I missed the crystal. That's a first. I can't handle events over at his house that last more than a few hours without getting really tired. Just because big social situations aren't my thing. Waiting, there we go. Oddly enough, this is the kind of patience I wish I had earlier. Apparently, if I'm tired, I do not just simply grow tired. I grow sensible and patient. Oh goodness, there we go. Hey, look at that. No, give me the box. Yay. If it weren't for the relics, this game would go really quickly. That being said, I think this is usually I want to say 5-hour game for me usually. 5 to 6. I think that's my usual times. About 5 to 6 hours. Which would put the entire trilogy as an 11-hour thing. I'm totally fine with that. That's a fair amount of gameplay for me. Especially considering I will replay the shit out of this game. I'm not exactly to the levels I was at earlier, that I explained earlier, but still play this pretty heavily. It is pretty big. Actually, also, I guess if you count how long it takes me to do Stormy Ascent and Future Tense, that's probably actually a, it's probably more like a, what the hell would you put it at? $12? Yeah, 12. Because if you think 2 for the first game, based on my performances, 2 to 2.5 for the first game, about 2.5 for the second game, so we've now hit 5, and then approximately 6 hours for this one. That's now 11, and then taking a base of like 40 minutes per level of the other two. Yeah, that's a 12 to 13 hour game. So that's a pretty fair length if you ask me. I mean, hell, I'm probably going to complete essentially over half of it in a stream. Now that being said, it's been a very long stream, but yeah. Oh, screw it. Crap. No. No. There we go. I don't know why I said screw it. I was just trying to say, like, screw this. My nose, it just... There we go. Nose itch in the middle of an Indiana Jones style segment does not work. Does not bode well, that is. Hello. It's worse than Dynamite, though. Dynamite sucks. Because then I have to figure out what time do I have to, like, slide jump and double jump over some of those things. Okay. Well, I'm already almost done with the first warp room, I guess. I mean, crystal-wise, not gem-wise. Gem-wise will take me a while. All you people talking about backtracking on 2. I've encountered worse here. In terms of having to ping-pong across levels and 1 or 2 backtracking segments that are actually some form of hell. So, I don't know why you people are complaining. Or at least I do not know why people complain about this particular... About 2 in particular is backtracking. There's a lot of Wumpa this time. First time I've cleared 90. Wumping in the 90s, it's a new way of life to me. I'm just wumping in the 90s. Come on, baby, spin to me. I'm sorry. Not for the singing, for the reference. Okay. Also, I think this will be my last concurrent series. Everything after... I'm gonna run this as episodes on YouTube as episode of 30 minutes in conjunction with Pokemon Leaf Green, but after this, I think I'm gonna go ahead and count it as... After that, will just be one at a time. That's my New Year's thing, is I'm gonna work on two series at a time, but really only working on editing one. The other one will just be, hey, it exists. But only one series, like, being uploaded every day. So, one episode a day, 2 if I need to release the RPG. 2 when I release the RPG, let's put it that way. Because I'm doing RPGs on Thursdays now. Which I will interestingly continue with Phantasy Star, and hopefully finishing it out on Thursday of this week. And now we do Tiny already. That's actually not too bad. I kind of like Tiny. He is not Bada Boy, but he is very good. One, 2, 3, 4, and smack. Now there's supposedly a way you can cheese this by standing in a particular corner. I've never figured that out. It's much easier for me to just pick one of the corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Smack. It's easier for me to just pick one of the corners, and then all I gotta do is spin whatever lion just is close enough in the lane. And it's manageable. Yeah, see? I don't get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Smack him. And now one thing I do like doing is bouncing on top of Tiny. It's actually rather funnier with later on. Second boss, Dingo Dial, you can just sit there and smack on him all day because he doesn't move. So you can sit there and you can belly flop on him. Just bounce on top of him.
By defeating Tiny, you have unlocked the gate to the next time travel area. Go back to the center of this time twister and save your progress if you wish. From there, you will see that the gate to the second.
Given I've been streaming for 6.5 hours now, I am surprised I haven't dropped more frames than this. Okay, let us save.